Should have owned her nose. Oh, hello, everyone. I'm William Devane. Why aren't you picking up when I call you? Don't you idiots like gold? It's okay. It's good to see you. We'll get to the big news in a minute. But first, let's enjoy a blast from the past.
My attorney and I are committed to making sure that everyone finds out the truth and the facts of what happened, and I give my word that we will not rest until that happens.
The president trusted Mr. Cohen as his fixer for years. He trusted him with his innermost secrets, and I think that the chickens are about to come home to roost.
Oh, they did. Those were the days. Those press conferences were tough for her, though, because she kept grabbing the microphone with both hands. Because she's a porn star. Anyway, and him, he was the shiny, slippery, litigating lollipop. Once they were darlings of the media. Now one's in jail and the other's in the poorhouse, thanks mainly to the D-bag who's in jail. He was convicted by a jury of 12, and what she's done with a group of 12 is available on VHS. I kind of miss him, which is why it's time for...
The Stormy Weather Center.
See what we did there? We are so clever. Monday, Stormy lost her appeal in her failed defamation suit against Donald Trump. She tried to sue the pants off him, partly because she's not used to seeing men still wearing their pants. But it's true, she not only lost her appeal figuratively, she lost it literally. Worse, the ruling has her owing almost $300,000 in legal fees to the former president. I can't wait to see how high a stack of $300,000 $1 bills is. Daniels said in a statement Tuesday that Avenatti had sued Trump without my permission and against my wishes. Something tells me over the years she's accused a lot of guys of the very same thing in the VIP room. And now Monday she tweeted, "I will go to jail before I pay a penny." Which reminds me, do you know what today is?
World Math Day!
It is! And what a better way to celebrate than to run the numbers. So after Daniels and Baldy lost the case, the judge ruled that Daniels must cover Trump's attorney fees, which is $293,000. So, if the going fee for a lap dance is, say, $20, how many lap dances will Stormy have to give in order to cover that fee? Is it A, $3,400, B, $8,900, or C, $14,650? I'm going to give you all a moment to work on this.
Is there music?
There should be. Oh, time's up. That felt good. All right. The answer is C, $14,650. That's more laps than Leah Thomas swam in the 500 freestyle. Anyway, Stormy's going to have to do 10 dances a night for 4 years straight. So take the batteries out of the smoke detectors, because that's a lot of friction. Meanwhile, Trump hailed the ruling, calling it a total and complete victory and vindication for and of me. We went to him for further comment.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself up.
I'll never get tired of that. He dances like someone who just got out of a body cast. True, this decision was made by the very liberal 9th U.S. Circuit Court, which is refreshing, for it tells you that even if the media falls for something stupid, the law doesn't and shouldn't. Sure, the press turned Daniels into a martyr and Avenatti into a superhero. They wanted to believe so badly they made stars out of two grifters straight from Central Casting. A lawyer even sleazier than the expired porn star he was ripping off. It was all too much to swallow. And that's a joke even I won't touch. But we knew it was a crusade that was about as real as Stormy's breasts, which seems to be the story today about Trump. Vindication in so many permutations. The laptop story, now that's suddenly real again. And the claims about Joe's moderation, well, they weren't. Remember when Biden was supposed to be the calm after the storm, or Stormy? Now it's the reverse. Trump was the calm before the storm, or rather the storm. The economy under Trump was fine. Under Joe, it's a wreck. Meanwhile, crimes exploded, wars breaking out. The world is less safe and more anxious. Buyer's remorse is actually Biden remorse as we look into the rearview mirror for Trump, wondering if maybe our media was a tad too hard on the guy. Tad too hard. I think he starred in one of Stormy's films. But even the polls are showing this. One from Emerson College not only showed Trump with a 59% favorability rating, but a 12-point advantage over Biden's. Of course, the media still hates him and still blames him for everything. And we get it. They hated Trump because they couldn't control him, and especially his tweets, which pierced through the media's phony stories like a hollow point bullet through a marshmallow. No wonder they were banned. So where are we now in this post-Trump world? Well, the media is telling us that we need to eat lentils, put our dogs to sleep, and give up our cars. Gas is at $6 a gallon in L.A. There's crime, inflation, overdoses, death. Under Trump, the only stress was psychological but ephemeral, coming from funny tweets and fleeting but relentless insults. It was like following Don Rickles on Twitter. But under Joe, it's not scary words, but scary deeds. We went from a president who insulted celebrities to a toothless doofus stumbling into World War III. Reality is now a funhouse mirror where thugs are protected and the citizens punished. But in this reverse universe, at least porn stars now pay you for sex. Or at least Donald Trump. No wonder he's always smiling. We know it ain't gas from eating lentils. It's from getting paid in cash that smelled like perfume. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He helped introduce bin Laden to 72 Virgins, former Navy SEAL and co-author of the new book, The Way Forward, Rob O'Neill. His tour calendar has less dates than a high school chess club. Actor, writer, and comedian Jamie Lissow. She tells her parole officer these shows are community service. Fox News contributor Kat Tim. Finally, reading his palms takes longer than reading War and Peace. My massive sidekick and the NWA World Television Champion, Tyrus. Jamie, welcome back from Alaska. It's still there?
Good to be back. Still there.
Yeah. I have a theory. Maybe you can. Oh, not a theory, but I have a query. Mm-hmm. Not a theory.
Okay.
It rhymes.
Those
Shouldn't
totally
Trump?
different.
I know they are totally different. Shouldn't Trump forgive the debt? Wouldn't that be a gentlemanly thing to do? And he would get so much press.
It would be I think that's a good idea. And I do love, though, when someone has the resources to fight someone that's making an allegation like this, because they don't always have it.
That's true.
But I think that'd be a cool thing to do. I love this story. I love everything about it. By the way, I checked, dude, Stormy Daniels, not her real name.
Really?
Yeah. Because you need to have like a funny porn name. Her real name's Sarah Stroke-a-lot, which is so weird.
It is weird. That's very weird.
It's funny, too, they call her in all the articles, they call her a porn star.
Right.
Isn't it funny that they're all porn stars? Like, you never run into someone and they go, what do you do? They go, oh, I'm a porn extra.
Yes.
Never. And you go, oh, what did you do in the last movie? You go, oh, I was the husband. I just left for work before the pool guy came. Never hear that.
Yeah, there's no porn character actors.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
But what vindication, right? I'm glad when something turns out the way it was supposed to, and someone doesn't just have to settle and pay out for something they didn't do. So I was happy to see this.
That's good. Rob, congrats on the book.
Thank you.
May it go to #1. I just started reading it. There's lots of advice, not just on killing terrorists, but other advice too, like torturing them in front of their families.
Waterboarding is not torture. We've talked about this. We were talking about it in the green room.
I know
that's funny. You were saying the pool thing too. That's funny when they say like, oh, the plot is preposterous. You can imagine where it goes from here. He cleans the pool.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, but like you mentioned the being in the military, and I've been to sea on ships. I've been Afghanistan, Iraq, a lot of places, and on behalf of a military, I want to thank Stormy Daniels for her service.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like when I found my brother's laptop and all this porn, found out he was in all of them.
Tyrus?
I actually feel sorry for her.
Okay.
I feel sorry for her because she got played by that bastard right there.
Avenatti.
And he ran her. Well, nope, not gonna do it. He took nope.
These are tough jokes.
He did some very bad things.
Yes.
He did some bad things, and he manipulated a lot of people. He used her as a tool. Oh, damn. Kat.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, like...
Kat, it's sad because on the one hand, she's just trying to make a living. And she got, men have not been kind to her.
No, I mean, again, this whole thing, do you remember how huge this story was?
Oh, right.
Kat.
It was. I'm not talking about a penis or whatever, okay?
Oh, language. Don't work blue.
So, She went from being like a porn star to like a regular star. Like she was on SNL, and she probably really liked the attention, and she wanted to keep it going. That was probably what this was really about. And I get it. I've done dumb things for attention too, but thankfully, all those cost me only my self-respect.
Right.
Not no money.
What's weird is Avenatti, when this happened, she figured that with Avenatti, she would never have to work again.
Right.
And that's what he was probably telling her, like, oh, we'll make sure you're going to be a star, you're going to be a hero. But now she's going to have to work for the rest of her life to make that $300,000 because the shine has gone off her star. Nobody wants to be around. What? That's how can you find anything sexual in that?
You can though. Anything.
You could shine the. You know what I'm.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm right here.
Oh my God! I never thought this was going to go into this.
You 100% knew it was going to go this way. You dirty little man.
Look around.
You ever bleeped a whole segment?
I had such a good point. But you know what? We're going to move on
Too many segments in this segment.
Yes, too many segments.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.